excuse my appearance. I just got out of the shower, but I quickly wanted to come on here because someone left a comment on my testosterone video, which actually gives me a good example to explain the difference between functional breathing or functional breathwork and transformational breathwork. So in my video, I basically said you have to take deep diaphragmatic breaths through the nose to boost your testosterone levels. And this person commented, I'm taking a prosthetic portal practitioner training, that's a lot of words. And there they told me to take fast breaths through the mouth with pursed lips and then steer that breath towards the pelvic area. Now this is an example of transformational breathwork. What I explained in my video is an example of functional breathwork. So functional breathwork is really about working on our daily breathing habits and patterns and trying to optimize those in order to eventually optimize our health. So it's really about our day-to-day breath and making every breath count. Let's say that you're a mouth breather, then we will work on that. Say you tend to breathe very shallow, then we will work on that. Maybe your tongue posture is not right, which is causing you to breathe through the mouth, stuff like that. That's what functional breathwork is about. We really try to look at your day-to-day patterns, and then with certain breathing exercises we will try to correct those patterns and teach you new habits so you can breathe healthily. Now, transformational breathwork, on the other hand, uses a lot of hyperventilation. So what they usually do is they'll let you breathe fast through the mouth for at least 15 minutes, but usually up to an hour. If we're talking about real holotropic breath work, it can be up to 2 hours. But when we breathe for 10 to 15 minutes, like this, like when we hyperventilate for 10 to 15 minutes, what happens is like a certain part in our brain kind of shuts down a little bit. And this is the part that Freud would call the ego, or Buddhists would refer to as the monkey mind. It's that part where like the constant stream of thoughts happen. When that part shuts down, we can enter like a more subconscious level, like the level where our emotions live, where a lot of old memories may return. So that's basically the aim of transformational breathwork, to access that subconscious level and see what's going on there. And now, like what she describes, not subscribes, describes, is doing this hyperventilation and then steering that breath towards the pelvic area. I assume she's taking like a course that has to do with sexual health. And so I can see where this practice would be very useful then, because we do tend to hold a lot of tension in the pelvic region, and if we hyperventilate and then kind of focus on that area, steer our breath towards that area, we can release some of the emotions that are stored there, and by doing that we can release some of that tension and maybe some of our physical issues we have there. So yeah, that's basically what transformational breathwork is about. But you do this like in a certain setting for a certain time, laying down on the floor, and it's not something you do on a day-to-day basis. And it's important to make this distinction, because let's say you take some sort of course and someone teaches you this technique to like work on your pelvic health or on your sexual health, and you then go home thinking breathing fast through the mouth will be beneficial overall, then yeah, that's not gonna work. Throughout the day you should take deep diaphragmatic breaths through the nose, But then, like, you could do a session like this where you intentionally hyperventilate and steer that breath to that pelvic area and see what comes up and see if you can release any of that tension. But yeah, very important difference, and it's always important to know what you are doing. Are you talking about transformational breathwork or are you talking about functional breathwork? And